Hey there, and welcome back to Mina's IELTS Notebook, where we break down the exact strategies you need to conquer your exam. Today, we're looking at technology and progress. It's a topic that turns up again and again in IELTS writing, and unfortunately, it comes with a massive trap hiding in plain sight. It's one that catches thousands of candidates every single year. So, let's dive straight into this explainer and see exactly how to handle it so you can step confidently toward that Band 7.
Here is exactly what that trap looks like on paper. Candidates write, scientists invent new things, companies invent new technology, we should invent solutions. Invent, invent, invent. But to an examiner, the word invent has a very, very precise meaning. Stretching it to cover absolutely everything is a quiet, immediate Band 6 signal. It just shows a lack of vocabulary range. But the good news? Learning a small set of precise words for creating and improving is literally one of the easiest, fastest ways to lift a technology essay right up to a Band 7. You don't need to memorize a massive list today, actually. Just follow a simple story with me and you'll learn exactly which word fits where. Let's start with the one everyone reaches for and really pin down what it means. Invent. To invent means to create something entirely new, something that did not exist before. For example, Alexander Bell invented the telephone. Someone had to invent the wheel, right? You must keep this word strictly for genuine firsts. You invent a device, you invent a machine. That's its real job. It's for a brand new creation, not just a simple update. But here's the thing. In the modern world, most progress isn't inventing from nothing, it's improving what already exists. And that word is innovate. To innovate is to introduce new ideas or methods, to renew and improve something that's already there. Think of the sentence, companies must innovate to survive. Here's the key contrast you absolutely need to remember for your exam. The telephone was invented, but the smartphone innovated on it. Invent makes something completely new, innovate makes something better. Okay, so as we've seen, invent creates and innovate improves. But what about when you work out a clever method or plan to solve a problem? When you're using your thought rather than building a physical object, the sharpest word to use is devise. Engineers devised a new system to cut waste. Keep these specific pairings in your mind. You devise a plan, you devise a method, you devise a strategy. Devise is all about working out a smart mental approach. So writing devise a strategy on your test sounds way sharper and more precise than simply saying make a plan. It's a real game changer for your vocabulary score. Now, while devise is about working out a method, being the first to do or develop something, opening a path others then follow, is pioneer. She pioneered a new surgical technique. Pioneer carries that strong, powerful sense of leading the pack, of being the absolute first in a field. It's the perfect verb for describing a real breakthrough, where someone leads the way for the rest of the world to follow. And then there's the plainest, yet perhaps the absolute most useful word for your essays, generate. To generate is to produce or create, often energy, but also ideas, jobs, or income. Solar panels generate electricity. I want you to lock these pairings into your vocabulary right now. Generate energy, generate income, generate jobs, generate ideas. In an IELTS examiner's eyes, instead of writing technology makes jobs and money, which sounds kind of basic, say technology generates jobs and income. It instantly elevates your writing. So let's put all 5 of these words into a brief story about one single tech company, just so you can feel exactly how these different acts of creation work in context. Think of your favorite tech company. Years ago, a scientist invented the first version of its product, something that had never existed before. Since then, the company has continued to innovate, renewing and improving that product with every new model. When they needed to fix a production problem, its engineers devised a clever method. Later, it was the first to pioneer wireless charging, opening a path that rivals soon followed. And today, its massive factories generate jobs and income. See that? 5 precise words describing 5 very different acts of creation. Let's slow down just a bit here and lock these in side by side. Invent is strictly to create something brand new. Innovate is to improve existing things. Devise is to work out a method. Pioneer is to be first, and generate is to produce. If you take nothing else away today, please remember the 2 biggest traps. First, do not use invent for improving an existing thing. Apple didn't invent the mobile phone, it innovated on it. Second, remember that devise is about methods and plans, not physical objects. You devise a strategy, but you invent a machine. So what does this all mean for exam day? Well, in a technology essay, instead of writing a Band 6 sentence like, companies invent new technology to make money and jobs, you could now write,
Rather than inventing entirely new devices, most firms innovate on existing ones, generating jobs and income in the process. Notice how it's the exact same underlying idea, but you now have precise verbs, each sitting perfectly in its right place, instead of one word stretched far too thin. That is exactly what a Band 7 score looks like.
Okay, let's go through our final review list really carefully. I'm going to read each one so you can lock in the exact pairings one last time. First, invent, to create something entirely new. Bell invented the telephone. Second, innovate, to improve or renew, bring new ideas. Companies must innovate to survive. Third, devise, to work out a method or plan. Engineers devised a new system. Fourth, pioneer, to be the first to do or develop something. She pioneered a new technique. And fifth, generate, to produce. Solar panels generate electricity. Before we wrap up, I want to share 2 quick study strategies that will make these words actually stick in your brain. First is shadowing. Go back through the review list we just covered and say each sentence out loud to beat mute English. Copy the rhythm of my voice. Reading silently just doesn't build that muscle. Saying it out loud is what makes the vocabulary truly yours. Second is the 3-day rule. Watch this lesson today, tomorrow, and the day after. 3 short visits beat 1 long cram session every single time. That's how you beat the forgetting curve, and how these words become totally natural under strict exam pressure.
And for your first bit of real practice today, tell me in the comments. Name one thing that was truly invented and one product that just innovated on an older idea. Try to answer in a full sentence. You've absolutely got this. Keep practicing, and I will see you in our next explainer. This has been Mina's IELTS Notebook.